What's on your mind today?
Hello, Tom. Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, I just wanted to add to the discourse. You've already mentioned some of the things that I wanted to bring to the discourse here, but I just wanted to say that one of the things that we need to do is to continually bring to the fore what American diplomacy has been. I'm going to say since, the beginning of the 20th century at least, where we propped up dictators all over, the world, basically for economic reasons, and also to have, the checkerboard across the planet of American might, military might. I'm part Cuban American, and I grew up in a household after the revolution. I grew up in a household which was totally against Fidel Castro and the regime. Now I'm 70 years old, and after going through that, that experience, I've found that although no one is perfect, what had to happen in Cuba had to happen because what was going on that was basically an American oligarchy on the island controlled everything.
Right, Batista.
Yeah, Batista and all. I hate to put it in these terms, but if you were to watch the Godfather 2 movie, there's just a lot. It's fictionalized, but it's fictionalized after real facts of what was going on in Cuba with the setting up of the casinos down there and all the luxury that was going to be basically for American and other, other countries, capitalistic countries and all that. It dragged down. I was there just before the revolution, took hold, and I remember the bombs going off like they did in the movies, and stuff like that. We've done this all over the planet, Tom. Yeah. And now the chickens are coming. Who was it? Malcolm X. The chickens are coming home to roost.
Yep.
And I'm just going to end with this, Tom. I really honestly think that this is the end of the American experiment. 241 years of what was an imperfect, but what a magnificent document the Constitution is, and how we declared independence, from Europe, the European oligarchs at that time. But I honestly think it's over, Tom. I really don't have a whole hell of a lot of hope. Yeah. How are we going to take control of things when we have literally, almost another planet size of an economy that just goes against, the will of the people and the freedom and the health of the people. Yeah. That's all I wanted to say.
I'm not ready, Michael. I absolutely get everything you're saying, and there are times, particularly when I look at what Mitch McConnell's doing with our courts, which is going to have a shocking and lasting impact that is not going to sink into people for probably about a year, maybe two. Probably after the election, that you're going to start seeing these judges start just issuing these wackadoodle orders, crazy right-wing stuff. But I'm not ready to write the obituary for the United States or for the American experiment, because where we're at right now is not that different from where we were at in the 1920s. Harding, Coolidge, and Hoover, those three presidents. Harding was elected, the top tax rate was 91% when Harding ran for president, and there was heavy regulation in the banking industry because of the crash of 1897. And Harding came in on two slogans, cutting taxes, and when he became president, he cut the top tax rate from 91% down to 25% in 1921, and what he called more government, more industry and government, less government and industry. In other words, privatize and deregulate. Right. And he did those things, and that kicked off the Roaring '20s, which was actually a time of increasing poverty among working people, but radical explosions of wealth at the top, particularly in the top 5%. And that led directly to the crash of 1929, and that led to Franklin Roosevelt and the progressive era. And when I look at the Democratic candidates, the Democratic field, about half of them, and with really a good solid chance of winning, about half of them are solid progressives. They are in the mold of Franklin Roosevelt. And I think that this election is our last chance.